Well, hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to Satisfactory. And one thing I do love about when a new update drops is the fact that everything gets reset in the world. I've been having a little bit of fun in between episodes, just kind of, well, fly swattering and taking care of a few things. I do not remember spiders or stingers being in this portion of the map, but I guess we'll just whack them a couple of times and get rid of them. But, like, yeah, I don't remember them being here. Anyhow, we can clean that mess up. We can do a few other things. I have been spending quite a bit of time just kind of cleaning up the bugs and swatting a few of the things. And I guess one thing that is interesting, at least, is I get another pick on all of the fruits and the nuts and the stuff floating around because that all got respawned. I've been kind of working on cleaning up a couple of other things as well, to include making sure our systems have been functioning correctly for a little while. And I have been running into some interesting issues, or at least just in the last little bit I've been running into a few issues, so I figure we can point them out before we get with today's episode. So for those of you that don't know, we're using trucks and whatnot to pull some of the stuff from around the surrounding area to our current base, and there was a spot right there and a spot in that conveyor splitter that for whatever reason reverted to the prior belt, which this is a Mark V and it was a Mark IV. Now, I've had that problem going on before where when you upgrade belts, if there's a teeny tiny little split like there is hang on, put your thing on. Right here. There's a teeny tiny little split that you'll miss when you're upgrading your belts. But the thing is there is now apparently, or maybe they're just the occasional run on the belts. If you notice how that line goes almost all the way to the center of the conveyor splitter, and that line goes almost all the way to the center of this conveyor splitter, sometimes there'll be a piece of belt right in the center of there that will affect your throughput. And for whatever reason, I had several of those all over the base revert back to the prior thing. So I've already fought this battle. This battle's already been fought several times in this base, trying to figure out where the throughput errors are and where issues are and whatnot, as far as trying to make sure our belts are working correctly. But yeah, that's been a little bit of fun. So also in between episodes, I did do a little bit of cleaning up of excess or unnecessary machines to try to recoup a little bit of our power back, although I don't really think it's going to be much of a noticeable thing. But I'm kind of at that point now where there's no point in making, or leaving machines run when we don't need machines. I have converted over the motor recipe to the electric motors, so we're now making motors with the electromagnetic control rods, mainly because it makes a whole lot more motors. Not that we really need a lot of motors, but if you're going to make them, you might as well make them. I mean, we're making this for those whatever the things are, electromagnetic control thingy, the field generators. So I way over made them because I knew we could do this. That allowed me to, that allowed me to shut off a few of these machines over here, and a few of the machines down here, and a few of the machines down here. I think all said and done, I got rid of about 20 assemblers that were just sitting here idling, not doing anything. And because of the way the math changed, we didn't have the resources to run them anyway. So what we're going to do with today's episode is we're going to go ahead and play around in base for a little while, because of the fact we got some cool new toys. Those cool new toys are going to, well, I guess we're going to have to look at the MAM to make them work. Can I make one of those? Nah, we'll just go downstairs. All the good stuff's downstairs. But we got a whole bunch of new toys, or at least new things as far as trying to make our exploration a little better. So let's play around today with a little bit of those toys. That one can probably sit still for a while. I've still yet to unlock those. I really should go ahead and unlock these and put them out. They're just a little bit extra power. Let's see. We need to play with this. And we're not going to worry about those. We've already got those unlocked, and I'm not going to worry about wasting those things to there. So I need to go find some smokeless powder, or excuse me, gunpowder, and some plastic. And we need to find, not power slugs, quartz. Shatter I'm really interested in, because I'm a big fan of a shotgun. I've always been a big fan of a shotgun, so quartz and more of those, and explosive resonance application, we can do some of these. This is something I want to play with too as far as other stuff is concerned. So I'm going to gather up a whole bunch of just random stuff. I think we're even going to try to do these. Yeah, let's go ahead and crack those out because I made a bunch of that stuff. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and do this as well. All right, nice. Nutrient paste is going to be this. We've already done this, right? No, that's going to be biomass and this. I know that this changed. I know there's quite a bit of this section that changed as far as alien organisms, converting them into, well, biomass for that matter, and usable other things. So organic data capsule. Okay, I don't really worry about that right now. Inflated pocket dimension, we've already done that one. We've already done that one. So I need to make iron rebar. That's interesting. They're going to hold you back that far. I think the interesting thing that we're going to play with today is I need to figure out what's going to be the best way to start making those medicinal inhalers again, because I was making them through the mushroom and the nutrient paste, or the nutrient paste. Is it this one? I don't know where it's at now. No, it was under here. There was a medicinal inhaler in here that you used to be able to make. It's that one right there. Well, I guess we're gonna have to look at the recipes now and see what's changed. Let's go over here real quick, see if there's anything majorly changed. So this is now that and that. Okay, I can deal with that. That is the bacon. This is a pain in the butt one to get, so it's not one of the ones that I want to deal with. And then the mycelia mixed with those. So they got rid of the one that was mycelia and the spitter guts. All right, so let's gather up some parts. Let's go build some more, at least booms, some more cooler booms, and then we'll play around with some of that stuff today and see how things go, because I am going to need to do quite a bit of work in between episodes on our current major mega project that is over here. I've got all the stuff shut off because I was looking for all of these. That was another thing that happened on the update, is it seemed like it dumped a whole bunch of just random stuff out in boxes, and maybe that was just me. Maybe that's just because I'm using a mod to do certain things, and we're going to talk about that mod as well because it's updated and it's absolutely fantastic now. But we're going to have to play around with that as we go. So let me gather up some parts, and we can kind of play around with some things. All right, so in gathering up or looking at various things, we're going to have to do a little bit more work, or at least building a little teeny tiny factory, or at least a little bit of assembly line to take care of a couple of more parts that we've got. And that's mainly so that we can get rid of all of this random junk. I don't know why I have sticks on me, but you know, you spend a lot of time running around picking things up, taking care of various enemies, and you end up with a whole lot of stuff. So we do have 4 new things that we're going to have to at least process. Yeah, 4 new things we've got to process. 4. Interesting. And those are all going to process down into one little deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make use of the smart splitter magic, I guess. I don't really care at the efficiency of how this is going to work, smart splitter. The programmable splitter, which I just went ahead and unlocked because I know we're going to need this. So what we're going to need is we're going to need about 4 constructors to process a bunch of the stuff that we're going to play with. So what we can do here is we can kind of play with the new features of the smart mod that have been put into place, which I'm really kind of enjoying already. I've used them a little bit. So let's start with 4 constructors, and we're going to go ahead and do the normal thing. And as you guys have known, or at least those of you who've been watching, the loveliness of the new smart mod fact is now that you're giving you they're giving you a camera to kind of see what you're doing so that you don't have to chase down your buildings. And I love this because if I say want to do this, I don't have to care where that is now. It's going to follow all the way to as far as I feel like making it. Now, we're not going to do that because, you know, that's a little too far. But there's some really nice functionality because they've made it now so that if you just want to use the zoop property, it's always on zoop no matter what you do. You're not building singles unless you need them. And if you just want to zoop, you can just zoop. As far as you feel like going, even up in the air. So you do have the functionality that you had before with the Smart, as well as now, like I said, as well as now Smart has put in the ability to be able to zoop things. One of the beautiful things that I love about that camera, and I will say this right now, is this function right here. So I know that's going to be right there, right kind of like that. So I say I want to connect this direction. If I turn around and I spin that thing, I can aim it right at where it needs to go. So if I want to do whatever I want to do, I can turn it, spin it completely around. I'm not even looking at that thing. All I'm doing is floating up and down and doing whatever. If you're trying to find a spot, that X is telling you right where you need to be. Beautiful. See how that lines up? So if we do something like this and I just do that, it's right on line. It's right on line. Now, granted, this is not that hard to do, but the fun part is when you're trying to do something like this to a floor above you. So like right where that belt is, if I put that right there, I can go up here and put a splitter right here, or whatever. Like if I grab that merger or that splitter, let me see, it should be a splitter right there. It's right where it needs to be. Absolutely right where it needs to be, except this is the wrong direction. Okay, so now that we've got that little bit discussed about the mod that I love that Smart. I love the Smart mod. I think it's an absolute. If you're going to be building on scales that are bigger than, you know, sanity allows, it's highly recommended. I do highly recommend it, especially for simple little things like this. If I was going to do an entire array of, say, constructors that are going to have the same recipe, I blow down a whole line of constructors, you know, as many as I need, and then I tell the first one whatever recipe it is that I want, and then depending on whether I want to do the merger or the splitter at the back, the extension functionality in this mod again gives us a nice little thing. I can tell right where it's at. If I press the button, it would copy the recipe from this machine on down to the end. So it is a very, very, very useful thing. So today we're going to play with something we've not played with yet. 35 or 36 episodes and 350 some odd hours in this general playthrough. We're finally going to pull out the programmable splitter, because I'm going to hope the programmable splitter is going to have enough interfaces for us to be able to do what we need to do. And I'm only going to do that many because I don't need the fourth. Put that down to I'm glad to see that still in the thing, you know, we can put a conveyor belt on the side of the constructor instead of imagining that it needs to go right there. So whatever, let's get us some more stuff down. We need to build a little bit of storage, not a whole lot. This isn't going to probably contain very much, I hope anyway. I mean, I'm not planning on killing anything too much more. I'm mainly concerned about the fact that, you know, I've got a lot of factories that I'm going to have to clean up, and I'm not really interested in doing it with just the regular food. And it seems that the bees are quite painful now, because you're more considering trying to kill the spawner than you are trying to kill them. So it'll spawn 4 of them, which hit just as hard as they used to. And, well, by the time you get the spawner killed, you've spawned 4 of them, which magically come pop at you and kill you. So, first thing we're going to do, I think, is we're going to make sure we set all these correctly. So, we're going to do the hog protein in this one. We're going to do the spitter, because that's going to be the next largest one we're going to see. And then, wait, scroll down. Stinger. And finally, the hatcher. Hatchers, eventually, we shouldn't get any of those at all. So, again, here we should be able to do center, hatcher remains, add rule. This needs to be stinger remains. Yes, excellent. And then if we come to here, the center is going to be, this is where the problem comes in, because I don't know how many rules we can add. So let's see. Hatcher, can I add another rule? Yes, please. Thank you. Awesome. So stinger, I hardly ever use these things because, you know, I don't build massive, I don't try to build any kind of sorting systems as far as things go. So spitter, plasma spitter, beautiful, awesome, cool. And then what I should be able to do, again, here, the same difference. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, pretty much everything. So again, same old deal. Hatcher, click. Spitter doesn't really matter. And Stinger go that way. Hog goes that way. And everybody should be good to go. All I need to do now is put a storage container down somewhere. So we'll put a storage container like right there. Put all the guts and whatnot in it. So boop, 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 boop. Where's the biters? I must have used them all up or I left them somewhere, but that'll work fine for now. So doot, doot, doot. That works good to there. And then we can put all of this stuff that we handcrafted wherever it went, in here, into there, and that should go to work sorting things out. So it'll sort whatever it can sort down first, which is going to be those. It's already thrown the one into here, which it's going to need, well, a couple. So 20, one per. Good deal. That's nice. It's a 1-for-1. I was hoping it wasn't going to be like a 2-for-1 or something else. But that'll make us a bunch of protein up that we can use to make some other things. And again, I'm going to try to figure out which one of the medicinal inhalers we're going to go after. I have how much on us right now? Where are they? We've got 106 of those. So we'll probably go ahead and toss down something that will make something with those so that we can have the those deals. Interesting thing to note, the area actions mod, which we're using right there, and I guess I can get rid of that for now, did not require an update. So at least that part is handy. All right, so we're going to let that run for a little bit. We're going to get some more parts, and then I'll be back with you guys shortly. Man, it's to catch a ride. Catch a ride! After a little bit of running around, getting some parts, I was completely out of my cilia. We should be able to do a little bit more stuff here. So we're going to try to get as many of these done as we can, and I'm going to start up here with the alien organisms. Now, I already have the access here. I'm guessing that's pretty much what that's going to do. One of the nicest things that they did in Update 6 is they made all of the research as 3 seconds. So there's no more sitting around waiting on things. So that got us to there. That should have technically unlocked this. We're just going to make sure we dump all of these. Now that will add hostile organism detection to the scanner, which I very rarely ever use, but let's go into the next one. So Caterium stun rebar. Rebar gun is been given quite a few things to play with, so let's see what that'll do for us when we get the chance. Beautiful. And do I have enough stuff in here? No, I need to make a whole lot more. One of the things they did do is they increased the stack size of certain things, especially the rifle ammo, to clear up to 500, which is amazing. So we'll play with that one as we get to it. I'll probably go ahead and take care of that offline, off camera, off whatever. Therapeutic inhaler, those are for the mycelia and the bacon agaric mushroom, I believe. So go ahead and do that. Oh, I love this. So much nicer. Thank you. Now, we already have this research. We already got it. We got it through a hard drive unlock, which I'm assuming they've either removed or made it so that you can grasp things here as early as possible. So we can go ahead and do another hand equipment slot, which I'm kind of interested to see what that does. Does that really give us another slot? I'm pretty sure I already had that slot, so that's fine. Okay, cool. Maybe I gotta wait till now. Wow. Okay, well, that's cool. Nice. Love it. All right. Caterium, we're going to worry about mycelia. Oh, yeah. I need to go upstairs. Grab some of that. There should be some of this here, I believe. Yeah, I knew I had one more thing I need to grab. It's not like we don't have tons and tons of parts laying around all over the place. Let's see. Mycelia, yes. Toxic cellular modification gas. Nobelisk. First change in the booms. Cool. All right. And then we can go down to quartz. Quartz, we'd want to do the shatter rebar, because I like a good shotgun. And explosive resonance application, pulse nobelisks. Go ahead, research those. Thank you very much. And sulfur. This stuff we already have unlocked, and I'm not going to go try to find 2 hard drives to sort that out. So let's start with this line and see what's down here. Alrighty then, so that's going to give us explosive rebar. That's going to give us the cluster Nobelisks, which I am very much interested in. This is going to be something very handy to clear trees, basically. And the nuclear deterrent development, that will probably never happen on this playthrough because I have no plans, unless we absolutely have to get into nuclear. So the other one is going to be those, which we're going to need turbo fuel packaged, which would mean I'm going to have to go to my turbo fuel plant and actually package some of that stuff up and make 1,000 of those. So that's going to need 100 smokeless powder. What do we need to make smokeless powder? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, that's gonna take a little bit. I'll be back. One thing I should have done before we kicked it over to here, before we came to update 6, is I should have sat down and built a rifle ammunition factory for the ammo. Wow. Okay. Okay, for the sake and time of effort, for the amount of time it's going to require to do what we need to do, I went ahead and built a temporary little factory right here in our fuel platform area because of the fact that we have a couple of oil nodes here we're not using. Currently that one is buried. I'm going to have to uncover it, but we need to be able to make heavy oil residue, so we can mix heavy oil residue with some black powder to make some smokeless powder. So it's a pretty simple, easy thing actually. It's just 10 to 1 machine here. So we make 40 in one production, or 40 heavy oil residue in one refinery. That's 4 refineries this can support, plus the various things. Now, what will probably end up happening is, in the future, I'm going to get bored and I'm going to take this pipe that is currently sitting right where we're at right here and run it back down all that line all the way down over to where our current compact coal factory is, right over here. This is the compacted coal area. There's also a Nobelisk / a couple of other things being built right here factory. So I think we'll probably just go ahead and build out a little bit of an ammunition factory down there once we get some of this stuff processed. But we're gonna let this run. We're gonna let it eat all this up and do what it needs to do, because the other one's running. It's gonna fill up its coffers and do what we need to do with it. So we've got a little bit of stuff now. We should be able to research some more things, I'm hoping. So you want more of that, you want more of that, and you want more of that. Again, this is gonna be a maybe, a long time from now, maybe. So we need some of this, which that is going to be part of the reason why I think we're going to let some of this run for a little while. So I do at least want to unlock this one, the clusters, because the clusters are something that I really, really, really want to play with. They're going to be an amazing tool to be able to help us clear out trees and whatnot. So let's grab some of these. We can, I think we have our thing on. Which one do we have on? We have that one on. All right, let's see. We should be able to run over here without getting eaten. Hopefully. I'm gonna have to bring some plastic over here to fill some canisters so we can have some turbo fuel in some canisters. We need a few more Nobelisks, which we should have a bunch right there. Can I land and not, get stuck? Oh, I love that. I love being able to hold many different things, many different items, like the gas mask and the other thing. It's just so handy. So, ma'am, what did you want for us to finish our final unlock for the day, so that I know what I need to do, kind of messing around? You need... we need a bunch of rebar for that, which is no big deal, really. I could probably handcraft that. And we need 200 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sulfur. Give me research. Nice. Confirm. So... we'll just deal with the rifle ammo later. We need a whole bunch of rifle ammo. So what does this take to make? The cluster one. Takes 3 of those and 4 of those. 3 of those and 4 of those. Well, give me... okay, so can I craft it, or can it be made in... does it have to be made in a machine? Equipment workshop or assembler. Alrighty then, cool. Let's get us a equipment workshop up real quick, and I want to craft just a few of those. Alright, so let's get this guy out and do, I forget what it is. What was the change control? Ah, right. Cluster Nobelisk. This one? Oh, come on. Alright, that's a normal one. Now can you let me have this? There. I don't know what took so long, but there you go. Finally. Alright, cool. Let's go over here and blow up some trees. Now that's kind of what I was looking for. The initial blast does quite a bit of damage anyway. Let's go see if we can find some more trees. Hi, would you like a snack? Alright, well, there's a bunch of bad guys right here, and some trees. Not impressed, must say. For the cost, it's not even getting that one right there. And I can throw one about right there and get it. Well, right where that flower's at. Really? Did you guys change the impact on these too, huh? All right, whatever. What is this to blow up over there? Well, we haven't bothered that poor gentleman over there in a while. Let's reload. Okay, so I have to press the reload button. Where are you? I know you're in here somewhere. Have one of those. Now, that should have killed him, and it didn't. Ah! Interesting. So this thing, 1 or 2 shots, takes 3 to kill that one. Okay, well that's nice to know. I know some of them are harder to kill than the others. So, huh. All right, well, that's going to be something to play with as we move on forward. So I think what's going to happen in between episodes, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to go over... I'm probably going to go ahead and just kind of move some of that this direction. I'm going to want some of it, maybe. I don't know how much we're going to want, actually, at this point. So we are fairly late in game, kind of what I would consider late in game. And I see all of those, so we'll go grab them. Because, you know, we might need them for food, since there's 4 of them sitting here. But I don't know. We're gonna have to continue to play with some of the stuff that we're gonna get. I'm gonna go ahead and craft a bunch of the rifle ammo off camera and probably make some of the cool stuff for this one, because I actually kind of like this gun a little more than the other one, mainly because it's just got more hit power than the other one does, and I'm capable of, you know, juking out of the way of most of this stuff. So I think for right now, I'm gonna hop back up here. And I'm going to go kind of stare at this for a little while, and we'll see what we can't come up with. But I think for now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it. We'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Yeah, maybe it does a little bit more damage.